SpaceX is creating new spacesuits designed for extravehicular activity. The Polaris program, supported by Shift4 Payments founder Jared Isaacman, will test out the original EVA suits during the first all-commercial spacewalk scheduled for 2022. Isaacman bought 3 SpaceX space flights that will help the company test new technologies aboard Falcon 9, Crew Dragon, and Starship. The first mission is called Polaris Dawn. It will undertake Isaacman aboard Dragon along with retired United States Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Scott Kidd Petit, SpaceX lead space operations engineer Sarah Gillis, and SpaceX lead space operations engineer Anna Meenan. Isaacman will lead the Polaris Dawn crew into an elevated Earth orbit that any human has been to since 1966. Isaacman has said that, on Polaris Dawn, they try to achieve the highest Earth orbit ever flown. That record is currently set by NASA's Gemini 11 astronauts, who orbited the Earth at 1,373 kilometers. It is the highest altitude in our planet's orbit that astronauts have been to, and the furthest humans have been to aside from the NASA astronauts' visit to the Moon. The program announcement says, this Dragon mission will take advantage of Falcon 9 and Dragon's maximum performance, flying higher than any Dragon mission to date and attempting to reach the highest orbit ever flown. Revolving through portions of the Van Allen radiation belt, Polaris Dawn will perform research with the goal of better understanding the effects of spaceflight and space radiation on human health. SpaceX's present operational spacesuits are for intravehicular activity and is mainly designed to maintain astronauts in a pressurized environment inside the Crew Dragon in case of an emergency such as cabin depressurization. The slip-on one-piece spacesuit stars a communication system to communicate with mission control and other astronauts in the spacecraft, as well as hearing safety that protects astronauts' ears during the rocket launch, ascent, and spacecraft re-entry. It also has 2 internal layers, a flame-resistant outer layer, and an inner cooling system. The spacesuit helmet is 3D printed, with solar radiation eye protection. The boots star heel sliders, which help to protect feet to footrests in microgravity. Crew Dragon's control and pilot system includes a trio of touchscreen displays. The suit gloves are adaptable and compatible with touchscreen devices. SpaceX designed and made the form-fitting black and white suits with keeping comfort in mind. It is maneuverable, unlike NASA's Space Shuttle's bulky orange suits. Each SpaceX suit is tailored and customized for the astronaut who is wearing it. However, the spacesuits are only intravehicular and have not been tested outside Dragon, nor when working outside of the International Space Station. The new SpaceX EVA suits will feature more developed technology to allow the Polaris Dawn astronauts to safely leave the spacecraft's pressurized cabin to administer the first-ever commercial spacewalk at a height of almost 500 kilometers above the Earth. SpaceX has already designed spacesuits that have been worn on different missions into space, but the sleek black and white duds aren't built for extravehicular spacewalks, and never mind guiding the hostile surface of another world. NASA is already leveraging private industry players to develop a suit that could be prepared by 2024. In July, the agency published a draft request for proposal asking firms to come up with commercially built spacesuits and support services for spacewalks on the ISS. But why is NASA's spacesuit running behind schedule? According to the reports, the cost of developing and testing the suit is rising and is expected to grow to a total of over $1 billion by 2025. The Office of Inspector General also blamed the COVID-19 pandemic for delays. SpaceX is already deeply involved in NASA's struggles to return to the Moon. The company was granted a $2.9 billion contract to design a lunar lander variant of its Starship spacecraft to carry NASA astronauts to the lunar surface. Whether they will be wearing suits designed by SpaceX is still a big question to answer. After all, designing such a suit is an extremely complex task. SpaceX's spacesuit is inspired by sci-fi. In 2017, Elon Musk hinted that the company may have taken suggestions from sci-fi video games Halo and Mass Effect. In an interview about the upcoming Polaris Dawn all-civilian spacewalk, mission commander and philanthropist Jared Isaacman shared a few tantalizing details on SpaceX's recent extravehicular spacesuit. With the Polaris Dawn launch and the reveal of SpaceX's latest spacesuit expected later this year, here are a few famous spacesuits that may have inspired the new design. Number 1. The retro Mercury Spacesuit. SpaceX's first crewed launch Demo 2 bore a retro callback on the Falcon 9 rocket that took it to orbit. NASA revived its iconic worm logo, retired in 1992, to celebrate the return of human spaceflight to U.S. soil. So why not call back to one of the earliest functional spacesuits, the Mercury Spacesuit? Astronaut Alan Shepard can also be seen wearing the suit in 1961. The fun fact is Blue Origin's new Shepard spacecraft is named after Shepard, who was the first American to fly into space. Number 2. The spacesuit from The Martian. Matt Damon had to spend so much time in his spacesuit during the filming of The Martian that the helmet featured an air pump system as well as lighting and communications gear. It's a recognizable spacesuit, which means it wouldn't be a big surprise if SpaceX has to take inspiration for its own design. Number 3. Yuri Gagarin's iconic SK-1 spacesuit. It wouldn't be fair not to mention the first person to ever launch into space. However, connections between the US and Russia, and even between Musk and Russia's space agency chief Dmitry Rogozin, are tight after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But Gagarin holds a high position in the history of spaceflight. Taking inspiration from such an early spacesuit may not be a good idea, but the SK-1 did keep things simple and served its purpose perfectly. Well, that's it for today. What are your thoughts on Elon Musk's new spacesuit? Tell us in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. We'll see you soon, and thanks for watching.